Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here on Share Talk for Tuesday, the 8th of December. Starting off with Brandshield Systems, where we've only got like a week and a half, but worth guessing the trajectory of the shares at the moment. Basically breaking that late peak around 26 pence last week and an end of day close through that. And especially while we remain above the floor of the channel around 24 pence, should take the shares up towards the top of the notional top of the channel here on the hourly chart, as high as 35 pence over the next couple of weeks, hopefully. Stock which is not quite so cryptic is Besant, where we've had lots of consolidation in the 20s. Looking for an end of day close through that late neckline resistance at 0.3 pence from the end of last month. If we can get that over the next couple of sessions, then we should hopefully be on our way within a rising trend channel. The top of the channel currently pointing towards 0.6 pence plus. I suppose if you're cautious and think that that might be a little bit high, we should at least get up to the 0.45 area, which is that falling line of resistance from October, while we hold above the 0.3 pence level. On to a stock which doesn't make too many appearances here on the Bulletin Board Heroes, but is here today. Apologies that it's rather illiquid, etc. But we had that minor bear trap towards or below 4.5 pence for coral products. Then we've had 2-3 gaps in a row for higher for the share. So that does suggest there's some momentum, or people are sort of caught short or caught out by the stock's movements, and that might mean that we head towards a line of resistance that I've just drawn there from the beginning of June last year, currently pointing at 12 pence at the top of the broadening triangle, and that target value while we hold above recent neckline resistance for the shares around the 5.5 pence level. Time frame on the 12 pence target hopefully by the end of next month. I was looking at Eco Energy yesterday and thinking what a great looking chart it was sporting. It was slightly sort of flat after today's news and price action, but still we've had a bear trap gap reversal, so back above the top of that gap at 0.4 pence, and while the longer we remain above 0.4, the greater the chance of recovery here off the back of that bear trap move. In terms of what the upside might be, maybe towards the 0.7 pence area as a best case scenario target over the next 1 to 2 months, on the basis that we've had the bear trap and also we've broken a line of resistance from July around the current levels really, so just below current levels. So about 0.4 up to 0.7 is a best case scenario target for Eco Energy. Less fraught situation is ECR Minerals, where I know there are a lot of fans in this stock. We've had a sort of a triple golden cross there, 20, 30 and 50 day moving averages golden cross on the stock, and I think before we had a target around 3.25 pence. We're nearly there already. So the revised target here for the shares possibly towards 4.5 pence, which is basically that resistance line projection from July. End of day close above the October peak at 2.84 pence should be enough to allow the shares to hit 4.5 pence, hopefully as soon as the end of next month. Only really well below last month's intraday peak at 2.5 pence, really delaying the upside scenario, but ideally we remain above 2.8. The second hourly chart stock is on its way, Helium 1, where there seems to be disproportionate amount of interest in the shares. I think it's always attractive, I suppose, to look at an opening gambit on a stock or a potential ground floor situation. And here on the hourly chart, we had the break of that resistance line there from the top, break of a triangle, effectively from the start of trading last Friday. And the view at this stage is that hopefully we can head up towards an upper parallel heading towards the 8 pence area by the end of this month. That looks about the right width for the notional price channel there. And the upside value while we hold above 4.5 pence, which is the initial support there. But obviously there's a health warning there for people who might not take an hourly chart too seriously. Rather more serious for the bulls in the recent past has been Panthera Resources, where we've had a very strong run, especially from the middle of last month. Current situation is that we're trying to work out what the next destination for the shares would be after this sort of U-shaped recovery that we've had. Best guess at the moment is that we're in a rising trend channel with the base at 15 and the upper parallel possibly heading as high as the 35 or even 40 pence area. As far as the stop loss on the idea at the moment, the 35-40 pence area valid really particularly while we remain above the late November resistances at 17 pence and hopefully while we're above the floor of the channel there from the end of October at 15 pence. So bottom line there, 15 pence, above 15 pence up to 14. Ideally we remain above 17. Haven't looked at Savannah for quite a while, so good to see it back again. Here we've got a rather strong looking candle for the shares. That's broken a line of resistance from the middle of October, so running around the 2.7 pence area, just above the 20-day moving average. And the view at this stage is that while we remain above 2.7, we could head towards the top of the rising formation on the daily chart there, as high as 4.5 or maybe 5 pence, hopefully by the end of next month. Always a lot of speculation around Union Jack oil, and here the interest on a charting basis is provided by the way that we've just been nudging the 200-day moving average. We did have that failure at the 200-day line in October, but having another go now, and at least while we're above the 50-day moving average, looking for higher prices. How high the shares could go on this particular run is suggested by that trend channel I've just drawn. So an end of day close through the 200-day line at 0.17 could take the shares back to 0.25, which would be quite a result over the near term if we could get that by the end of next month. On to Extract, which has just had some news out today. Key, I suppose, from a technical perspective is that we break and hold above the October resistance at 1.5 pence. If we can do that on an end-of-day close either today or during the week, then hopefully the top of the rising trend channel from the beginning of September could be in play as a destination for the shares. Basically, the break higher came with that the break of that October resistance line at the beginning of the month, and the 200-day moving average around 1.2. So we've been in recovery mode since then, but about 1.5, hopefully up to 2.5 on Extract Resources. Speaking of squeezes, which I was speaking about earlier in the video. Here we've got Zoetics, which has powered ahead after last month's distribution deal, which was sounded pretty impressive to say the least. Rising trend channel at the moment, heading towards as high as £1.20, a very steep channel here, and the upside valid while we hold above 65 pence, which is the floor of that September trend channel. Time frame on the 120, hopefully by the end of next month, and who knows, with a bit of luck, if there is a squeeze here, by the end of this month. But at least while we're above 65 pence, looking for further gains at Zoetics. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.